MrBeast, Jimmy Donaldson, Jimothy Beast, if I can call you that. What's going on, dude? What is all these recent partnerships you've been doing there? They're kind of scaring me. They're scaring not only me, but you're scaring the general audience away, man. What are you doing? If you don't know, recently a video of Jimothy Beast and the Rockefeller Foundation came out saying that they're going to partner together to provide food, water, and like other necessities for the poor kids and just other poor individuals in Africa. And while yes, providing for poor kids and for poor people in Africa does not sound bad, it's actually it's a pretty good thing, right? It's a pretty good thing. It's the Rockefeller Foundation. That's not a very good thing. They're not very good people, if you didn't know, by the way. If you didn't know, and you might not have known because they try to do a lot to hide this, the Rockefeller Foundation and the Rockefellers themselves have been responsible for some of the worst parts of the past 100 years, like the mass use of fossil fuels across the globe, by the way, that was them. The rapid destruction of labor movements around the country, that was them too, by the way. The colonialization efforts of the Rockefellers to try to spread their oil foundations and their oil tycoons across the globe, which they did actually, and so greatly hurt poor people as to make it harder for them to get education and make it harder for them to afford food, electricity, and fuel. And that's just to name the few things they've really done off the top of my head. So I just gotta know, MrBeast, what are we doing here? You're scaring me a bit here with your partnership with the Rockefeller Foundation, but also one of your more recent partnerships with Saudi Arabia to make Beastland or Beast World, whatever it is. It scares me a bit too because Saudi Arabia is not necessarily a squeaky clean, scot-free country. Now, if you need a refresher for what Saudi Arabia has done for the past few years, they've been accused of extrajudicial killings when it comes to the killing of a journalist trying to report on them. Also, unjust killings when it comes to racism or racist practices and religious practices. They've done that. They've been accused of that, and it's not necessarily confirmed, but it's pretty well known that they do this. And also back in 2022 and 2021, I guess this counts too, when they were building their stadium, their football stadium for the World Cup, it was well known that they used thousands of slave laborers, thousands of people like slave laborers to build their stadium. And that was one of the big concerns with having the World Cup there. But MrBeast, you are rich. You are, I assume, educated. You dropped out of college, you said, but you are educated enough, and you could have easily done more research than someone like me who doesn't have all the time in the world to do research on this, and said, hey, wow, maybe I shouldn't associate myself with a country known for killing people because they don't agree with what they said. Or they don't agree with that. Maybe you said something that I don't like, and I'm going to, I don't know, chop your dick off or something. I don't know. If you didn't see, actually, too, another great example of this is that recently, and I want to say maybe 2 months ago, they held a comedy party or a comedy event where they invited a dozen or 2 dozen comedians from the United States and other parts of the world to come to Saudi Arabia and tell funny jokes. But one of the conditions, the signing conditions when they got there, is they cannot make fun of Saudi Arabia and they cannot make fun of the royal family, or else we may have never seen Dave Chappelle again, Kevin Hart again. We may have never seen them again if they made fun of these families. But Jimothy, no, you did not look at any other red flags for any of these organizations. For you said, give me a check, sign that fucker, cash it, and then do whatever the fuck you want with my brand. I don't care. Because, I mean, okay, there has been like rumors and allegations going around that he actually doesn't give a shit about these things that he says he does, and he's doing it for the publicity and to get more subscribers. And well, it's kind of working. It's kind of working, right? We can agree that we can come to terms and say it's working. Where does it leave him? Because sure, his core audience probably doesn't care, but there is a good sect, a larger sect of people that I want to say, I hope, at least I hope, that see what he's doing, see this partnership with the Rockefellers, with Saudi Arabia, and other, you know, iffy type of guys, and then also know his history of also being associated with some iffy type of guys, and they're concerned. They're not just concerned, actually. They have already raised the alarm bells, and the flags are already going up and saying, MrBeast, I knew there was nothing going on behind those eyes. That smile was fake as fuck, dude. That was a fake smile, dude. We knew it. All along, we knew it. And to be fair, yeah, I knew it too. And one of the big kind of talking points as well on this point is how it goes back to the Rockefellers, because obviously Saudi Arabia, they use slave labor. I hate to say it to you. Guys, act surprised. They probably did. They don't care. They don't care. We're not going to enforce it. No other country will. But with the Rockefeller thing, it's even worse because the Rockefellers are so well known as a terrible group and a bad faith family. And even if it's not ran by a Rockefeller technically, it's still a bad organization. But people are worried about what's going to happen to a lot of people in Africa. I know they're saying they're going to push and donate money to like children in Africa who need it, and that's all for it. If you want to do humanitarian stuff, that is a great thing because the current U.S. government will not do that. They'd rather people die, right? They'd rather kids die than feed them or give them water, right? So if Mr. Beast wants to do that, that's cool. He should do that on his own, like he did with Team Water or other groups. There are groups that will go out there and do that. He should have partnered up with an actual charitable group to do this, not the Rockefellers. Oh, and I've got a great MrBeast quote about the Rockefeller Foundation and their philanthropy right here. He says, quote, "I've spent my entire life making YouTube videos. They've spent their entire lives helping people." The Rockefellers have spent their entire lives helping people. Thank you, MrBeast. Where have they helped anyone? If the Rockefeller Foundation really helped that many people, we would have heard about it by now. They would be a very well-recognized, widely recognized groups that do help people. And I don't think they are. Like, I get it. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but the Rockefeller Philanthropy Organization has done less than MrBeast has done on his own recently. That's crazy that a YouTuber is doing more than a multi-billion-dollar organization. So what are they doing? I don't know, making oil money. Shit, I don't know. Oh, and one more little tidbit for you. Back in July, when MrBeast was trying to do the biggest content creator collab ever, he was asking for creators to say they're interested or join and whatnot. And a one Mr. Tectone, a Mr. Me and my dad, we share hobbies of touching people when they say no. Apparently, he was given an invite or something along those lines too. Yeah, MrBeast, you're not really aligning yourself with the best people in the world, man. You probably should reconsider. That's not very woke of you, MrBeast. It's not very woke at all. I think you should really start cleaning up your act and maybe stop fucking with these terrible organizations and just do shit on your own. Holy hell. So yeah, MrBeast, for the love of God, please stop. I mean, your past and your current associations and affiliations are definitely bright red flags for everyone, and everyone's concerned, or pretty much anyone that knows about it is concerned and cares. So maybe we set you down the straight and narrow, as we call it, right? We put you on the good path again. We get you away from these terrible organizations, these bad foundations, and Tectone. And then we set you on the good path you were. I don't know if you ever were on the good path, but maybe 5 years ago, back in 2020 or 2021, when it was just cool challenge videos. That's it. We do that again, okay? Okay? Don't hire a predator either, okay? Cool? Anyways, that's going to be all for this video. I know I just rambled on about MrBeast and then a bunch of other bad foundations, but you know what? MrBeast, if you ever watch this, do better, okay? Just do better. Anyways, we're close to 100 subscribers. We're at, I think, 90-something. If you guys want to subscribe down below, we're trying to get to 100 for the end of November. That'd be amazing if we did. If you want to leave a like, too, or if you want to comment, kind of tell me how you feel about the MrBeast thing. What is your opinions on MrBeast? Do you have a positive opinion, like a negative opinion? What do you feel about him? And I guess we'll have a discussion in the comments. We'll see. And anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.